Hello all, welcome to the Counting Well exam prep live session. Before we start the session, let me motivate you a little bit. Push harder than yesterday if you want a different tomorrow. So remember that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. We know that exams are near, the books are ready, but something is missing. What? Our eagerness to study. That means practice and revision, right? Remember that practice doesn't make you perfect but helps you to perform better. And so, we are here to help you revise your concepts before it is too late. Stay tuned to the session and build up the confidence to face your exams. In this session, I will take you through two chapters, Practical Geometry and Symmetry from Class 6. So let us start with the chapter Practical Geometry. For the construction of geometrical figures, we use some geometrical instruments. Let us see which are these instruments. So these are ruler, compass, and protractor. Let us see how to draw geometrical figures. Let us see how to draw a circle when its radius is given. So first of all, we have to mark a point O, which will be the center of the circle. Then we will take a length equal to the radius of the circle on the compass. For example, if you are asked to draw a circle of radius 5 centimeter, you have to take a length equal to 5 centimeter on ruler by using a compass. Then you have to place the pointer of the compass at the point which is at the center and turn the compass around to draw the circle. So you have to place the steel point of the compass at the center of the circle O. Then you have to rotate from the hinge of the compass. So you will get a circle with radius OA equal to 5 centimeter. Always remember to name the center of the circle and the radius OA. Let us see how to construct a line segment of given length. For example, here we are going to draw a line segment of required length. So first of all, we draw a line and mark a point on it. So we have drawn a line L and marked a point A on it. Next step, we have to take a length equal to the radius of the circle on the compass. So we have the length 7 centimeter and then we mark the point B on the line which is equal to 7 centimeter. That should cut the line L at the point B. So we have AB as a required line segment. Let us see how to draw a line perpendicular to a line at a point on it. So with the point as a center, draw an arc cutting the line at 2 points. Here what is given? A line. For example, here line AB is given and a point C on it is given. So what we are going to construct? We are going to construct a perpendicular to line AB at point C. So what we'll do? We'll take a radius more than half of the length of the arc and draw two intersecting arcs. So here we can see we have drawn one arc cutting the line AB at 2 points R and O, and then with radius more than OC, we'll take two more arcs intersecting each other, and then we'll join the points of intersection of the arcs. So in this way, we'll get a line perpendicular to the given line through a point on it. Now let us see how to draw perpendicular bisector of a line segment. We saw how to draw a perpendicular of a line at a given point. Now we'll see how to construct a perpendicular bisector. So that line should be perpendicular as well as it should be bisecting the given line segment. With the endpoints of the line segment as a center and radius more than the length of the line segment, we draw two intersecting arcs on either side of the line segment. So here a line segment RS is given. Then with the radius more than half of this line segment RS. So roughly you have to take more than half on the compass, and then you have to draw two arcs intersecting on either side of the line segment. So first you will keep the still pointer on the endpoint R, and then you will draw two arcs which will be more than the distance, half of the distance of RS, and then by keeping the still point at S, or the pointer of the compass at S, and then you will draw two more arcs intersecting the previous two arcs. In this way you will get the points of intersections of the arcs, and then we'll join these 2 points to get the perpendicular bisector. Here MN is the perpendicular bisector of line segment RS at point A, because RA is equal to AS. Next, let us see how to copy an angle constructing the copy of the given angle. Let us see what are the steps to construct a copy of the given angle. So here the given angle is PTS. First we will draw a ray OA. Okay, the ending point or the initial point is O, and the ray here is OA. Then with the vertex of the given angle and a suitable radius, draw an arc to cut the arms of the angle. So now you have to go to the given angle, and with the vertex of the given angle and suitable radius, you can take any radius, but it should not be very small or very large radius. And then you have to draw an arc to cut the arms of that given angle. So you are taking an arc. Then we have to use the same setting of the compass. So you do not have to move that compass, and then place the pointer at the vertex O of the ray OA, and then you have to draw an arc. Now what you have to do next is you have to go back to the given angle PTS, and then take a length equal to the length of the arc between the arms of the given angle. So you have to measure the distance between M and L in the given arc. Next, what we are going to do? We are going to take the same length and we are going to cut the previous arc of the ray here. Then we draw a ray through the point of intersection to get the required copy of the angle. So in this way we get angle equal to the given angle. Now let us see angle bisector. So how to draw or construct angle bisector of a given angle. Note that angle bisector is nothing but a ray which bisects the given angle into two equal angles. So first step is to place the compass pointer at the vertex of the given angle and draw an arc to cut the arms of the angle at 2 points. So here we have drawn an arc which is cutting the arms y, x and y, z at 2 points A and B. The next step is to draw a radius equal to the length of AB. Okay, you have to take the length equal to AB, and then with A as the center and radius equal to this length, we draw two intersecting arcs in the interior of the angle. Interior of the angle means you have to draw in this region, in this area. Okay, so with the distance equal to AB, first keep the still pointer of that compass at vertex A, draw an arc, then the pointer at vertex B and draw an arc. So in this way we'll get a ray from the vertex Y, and that arm will be passing through line C. So here we get the bisection of angle XYZ. So the angle XYC and XYC and CYZ are equal angles. Next, let us see how to construct special angle like angle 60 degree. So we'll first mark a point on a line AB. That point is taken as O. Then with center O, we'll draw a center. We'll draw an arc intersecting AB at D. Then with the same radius, we draw an arc intersecting the previous arc at C. Okay, first you have to take O as the center and an arc intersecting AB at D with the same radius, but you have to keep the pointer on D, and then you have to draw again an arc intersecting the previous arc C. So in this way, you will get an angle COD, which will be equal to 60 degree. So whenever you're constructing an angle 60 degree, you are not supposed to use a protector here because you're using the steps of construction as shown here. Next, how to construct a special angle 90 degree without using protector. So again, we have to draw a line segment PQ. Then with Q as a center and a convenient radius, we are going to draw an arc cutting PQ at T. So here you can see an arc is cutting PQ at T. Then with the same radius, you have to place the compass pointer at T, and we have to cut the previous arc at S. So here you are taking one more arc with T as the center. Next, with the same radius, place the compass pointer at S and then cut the first arc at W. Then, and the step 4, with the radius equal to QT. So the radius should be equal to QT. Draw intersecting arcs, one with S as the center and then other with W as a center. So you have to take the distance equal to TQ or the length equal to TQ on the compass, and then without disturbing the pointer, you have to keep the pointer first at S, draw an arc, then at the point W, then draw an arc. These two arcs will intersect at a point. Then you have to draw a line from Q and passing through R to get the required angle. So in this way, you will get a 90 degree angle. Next, let us see how to construct a 30 degree angle. For that, you have to first construct a 60 degree angle and then you have to draw the angle bisector. To draw the angle bisector, again, you have to copy those same steps. For step 1, you have to repeat the steps for the construction of 60 degree angle. And for the second step, you have to repeat the procedure for the constructing of angle bisector. Okay. Let us see next. Let us construct a special angle 45 degree. So to construct a 45 degree, again, we know that 45 degree is half of 90 degree. That's why what we'll do, we'll first follow the steps for constructing a 90 degree angle, and then we'll bisect this angle using the steps of constructions of angle bisector. Next, let us revise symmetry. So what are symmetrical figures? Here you can see some examples: a shape of heart, a circle, a pentagon, and a shape shown here. When folded into half, for symmetrical figures, one half of the figure will coincide with the other half. In that case, we say the figure is symmetric. Now, what is asymmetric figure? When folded into half, one half of the figure does not coincide with the other half. So, in such case of figures are called asymmetric figures. We find symmetry in nature as well. Next, let us see what is a line of symmetry. A line about which two halves of a figure are symmetrical is called line of symmetry or axis of symmetry. So, a line of symmetry is also called axis of symmetry. For example, here we have a heart shape and the line of symmetry is shown here. Note that along this line, if we fold the figure, then one part of the figure will overlap the other part. Similarly, for the second figure, which is a pentagon, if you fold the figure along this dotted line, then you will find that the one part of the figure will overlap with the second part. Next, for the third figure, you can see if along the dotted line, if you fold the figure, this part will overlap with this part exactly. So a symmetrical figure can have one or more lines of symmetry. So there can be more lines along which if we fold the figure, we will get two halves of the figure symmetrical or two halves of the figure exactly equal in shape and size, or two halves of the figure exactly overlapping each other. Note that a line of symmetry can be vertical, horizontal, or slant. So in this case, you can see it is vertical. In this case, you can see it is vertical. In this case, it is slant. You can also have a horizontal line of symmetry. Now let us see what is reflection symmetry. If the reflected image of a figure or an object is same as the original figure or object, then it is called to have a reflection symmetry. For example, you can note a letter A. When you see its reflection, then you will find that the reflected image of an object is same as the original figure. Also, in case of the second figure, we can see reflection symmetry also in the case of third figure. Let us see some tricks for the exams. For practical geometry chapter, what you have to make sure that you use a sharp pencil for all constructions. It will help you to get accurate figures, and whenever you're bisecting any angle or bisecting any line segment, you will get exactly the same length or the same measure of equal angles or the same measure of equal lengths of line segments when you are bisecting it, or whenever you are constructing special angles like 30°, 45°, 90°, you will get the same accurate angle. Then you have to make sure that your ruler has a clean and smooth edges. You should ensure that your ruler has clean and smooth edges and there are no any cracks or uneven edges. So you will not be able to draw lines correctly. You may get a crooked line or slant lines. Next, no, always remember that the ruler or protector that you use have clear markings, not faded markings. Otherwise, you will not get accurate measures of line segments or the angles. Always you should use a tight compass with a sharp pointer. And the hinge especially should be tight enough that it doesn't move after you take the length on the ruler. The screw of the pencil holder should be tight. So this screw, it should also be tight so that the pencil doesn't move from that screw. Also, the compass pointer and pencil tip should be at the same level. Otherwise, you will not get the accurate construction. Let us see how to place the pointer of the compass. Whenever you are using a compass, make sure you are placing the pointer of the compass. This is the pointer. This compass is a steel compass, or it can be of fiber, but make sure whenever the pointer is placed, it is placed on the correct point. For example, if you want to draw a circle, the pointer should be placed exactly on the correct point or the correct center of the circle. And you should not hold the arms of the compass. So here you can see these are the arms of the compass. So you have to hold at the hinge and you should not touch these arms, and you have to hold it tightly, especially when you are drawing an arc or a circle. Now let us see what care you have to take when you are measuring the required length using a ruler. So here you have to measure the length of AB. So what you have to do, you have to place the zero mark of the ruler at end point A, and the other point will be at end point B. So I have to measure where this point B is lying. So here the length of the line segment AB is clearly 4 centimeter. Also, what is the other way of measuring the length? You can also begin by make sure the count of divisions correctly until the end point. So if you place the 4 mark at one end point, and then you have to measure where the other point is at, you can see it is at 9 centimeter. So what you are going to do is you have to subtract 4 from 9. So you will get 5 centimeter. So the length is 5 centimeter and not 9 centimeter. Remember what is a bisector. The word itself says the meaning. Bi means two. So whenever the construction is of bisection, that is bisect an angle or bisect a line segment. So after construction, you have to make sure that you have bisected correctly. For example, in case of bisecting a line segment, you have to make sure after constructing a bisector of a line, the line is divided into two equal parts. Same for the case of angle. Whenever you're bisecting an angle, you are constructing a ray which is bisecting that angle. So after the construction of angle bisector, you have to make sure that the two angles formed should be of equal measures. So line bisector will divide line segment into two equal lengths. Perpendicular bisector will be perpendicular to line segment but also bisecting it. An angle bisect is a ray which divides an angle into two equal measures. Next, let us see how to name the angles correctly. We know that the angles are named using three letters. For example, here we have CAP, or we can name it as PAC, but you cannot name it as PCA. You have to make sure that the middle letter is always the vertex of the angle, and the letters of the arms will be on the either side. So for example, here the construction of angle CAP is given or CAB is given, where angle A is 60 degree. So 60 degree is on the interior of the angle. That's why we call it as CAB equal to 60 degree. Note that A is in the middle and we must name the vertex middle as A. So C and B will be on the arms. So it depends upon which angle you are asked to construct. So whenever it is given like ABC equal to 60 degree, then 60 degree should be at vertex B. When CAB is equal to 60 given, then the vertex A should have 60 degree on it. Let us see for lines of symmetry. Remember that a figure can have one or more than one lines of symmetry, and it is said to be symmetric even if it has only one line of symmetry. So for a figure to be called a symmetric figure, we have to make sure that there is at least one line of symmetry. One line of symmetry, if the figure has, then also it is symmetric. And if it has more than one line of symmetry, then also it is symmetric figure. Now, lines of symmetry can be horizontal, vertical, or slant for the shape or a figure. So you have to check for all the possibilities to decide whether a figure is or a shape is symmetric or asymmetric. Let us see what is a reflection symmetry. We know that if the mirror image of a figure looks exactly the same as the figure, then the figure is said to have reflection symmetry. And any figure with at least one line of symmetry shows reflection symmetry. So here you can see a letter X. We can have one line of symmetry, and this is the only one line of symmetry of letter X. No, you can have one more line of symmetry, which is horizontal line of symmetry. But as this figure has at least one line of symmetry, it will show reflection symmetry. So here you can see a mirror is placed and its reflection is seen in the mirror. Let us see what are some common mistakes that students do for these two chapters. First is while drawing an angle. So when you want to draw an angle of 110 degree, then first of all you have to draw an arc. So we have drawn an arc AB here with end point A. Now we have to place the center of the protector at A and the zero edge along AB. So you have to draw starting with the 0 near B and measure 130. So how we are measuring? You are measuring like this: 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 and 110. So here you are measuring 130 degree. Or if in the question it is 110, then you have to measure 110. If in the question it is 130, you have to go till 130. So how to know whether you are using this length, these measures or these measures? You have to make sure from where you are counting the angle. Also, while construction of 60-degree angle, make sure that the setting of the compass should not be changed throughout the construction. Same for construction of 45-degree angle or 30-degree angle. For 45, you have to first follow the procedure to construct 90 degree, and then you have to bisect the angle 90 degree by using the steps of construction for bisecting an angle. Also, to construct an angle of 30 degree, you have to first construct 60 degree and then you have to follow the steps of construction of angle bisector for bisecting the angle 60 degree. Next is a figure can be either symmetric or asymmetric. Means a figure cannot be both symmetric and asymmetric. It can be either symmetric or it can be asymmetric. So when a figure do not have any line of symmetry, they are asymmetric. Whereas a figure having one line or more than one line of symmetry, then they are symmetric figures. For example, here you can see for the first image it is symmetric figure because here we have at least one line of symmetry. For the second figure, we have a splash of water. Suppose a splash of water or any paint color is there, and we cannot have any line of symmetry, or we cannot draw any line along which the two parts will be equal. That's why it is asymmetric figure and not symmetric figure. Now let us see where the line of symmetric is always vertical line or always a horizontal line. Note that the line of symmetry may be vertical, it may be horizontal, and it may be slant. The given letter has both vertical and horizontal lines of symmetry. You can see this is the vertical line of symmetry, this is the horizontal line of symmetry. Okay. Now let us see whether reflection a type of symmetry. Note that reflection is also a type of symmetry because, for example, here you can see if you place a mirror in the middle of a figure and half of the image is same as a reflection. So this is nothing but called reflection symmetry. And the object and its image are symmetric with respect to the mirror line. So the mirror line can be considered as the line of symmetry for the object and its image. I hope this session was helpful, and if you want to see the exam tips, you can see a practice of variety of questions from NCERT, exemplar, other textbooks and previous year question papers will make you confident to face the exam. Also, you have to note down all the definitions and properties separately so that you have to glance before the test, and especially the steps of construction for special angles 30°, 45°, 60°, 90°, and so on. You have to read the question very carefully and understand it. To check the symmetry of a given shape, you have to draw a line in the middle of the figure. Horizontal line, vertical line, or slant line. You have to try all the possibilities. Then make sure you have written the correct question papers while solving the questions. Also, while drawing the geometric figures, use a sharp pencil and ensure all the geometric instruments like ruler, compass, protector, all are working fine and accurate. Especially the hinge of the compass is tight enough so that it doesn't move once you measure the length using the ruler. Also, you have to make sure that the names of the figures are according to the question. That means, for example, if angle CAB is given, then the angle A is the vertex of that angle. And once you have completed the test, you have to check all your answers. Also, you have to make sure that you have answered all the questions and subparts of the question. So I hope this session was helpful, and if you want to quickly revise the concepts, practice some extra sums, and also take a quick test, then Counting Well exam prep kit is here. It lets you to quickly glance through the major concepts of your chapter. You can also glance through the solved examples, practice questions, and chapter assessments. And here you will get to understand the tips and tricks and also the common mistakes that you are supposed to do. Note that over 75,000 students was counting well for their math learning, and even without the exam prep kit, they can learn every day on the app by diving deep into every chapter. You can download the app from the App Store or Play Store. So stay connected to our channel Counting Well and learn more tricks and tips and also ways to avoid common mistakes. We will be revising the chapter fractions and decimals from class 6 in our next live session tomorrow, that is on 11th February at 6:30 p.m. Well, see you in the next session. Until then, keep learning and keep growing. Thank you.